He's off. We're here on what is, I think, the shortest day of the year. Boomer's ear is healing. It still has a little ways to go. There's still a strip of skin to be grown back. It's probably about as thick as my pinky. That's supposed to grow back, but it's enough that we can do an outing today. So we are off this morning. The sun's not quite up yet, but it doesn't make it particularly early since this is the shortest day of the year. I think it's around 7 o'clock already. But we're off on a walk to see how he copes with everything, and I don't anticipate any difficulties in that regard. No, false alarm. He's off down the hill. Too much to smell, can't stop. But yeah, so we're gonna have a bit of a fun morning. Somebody is very happy to be out here today. He's having a grand old time. Running every which direction. This is like his Christmas. He thinks it's great. All right, boom, we're going this way. It is, I suppose, officially winter now, but it's pretty bleak and bare. We had snow earlier in the week, but it's all gone now. And it's actually supposed to get kind of warm today. Up in the 40s, I think. So that's pretty warm. But nonetheless, we shall have a great time out here. Let's see. So some of you would have noticed, and I'll talk about it now in order to preempt comments to that effect, that Boomer has a second collar on today. It's black, so it's sometimes hard to see against him, but he's got an e-collar on, so he's got an electric collar, which is a shock collar, and I've got that on for two reasons. One is that this path that we're on is fairly heavily used by mountain bikers, and Boomer sometimes has very strong reactions towards bicycles, especially when he's surprised by them, which can happen here in the woods. So instead of having him going after a cyclist, I'll be able to have complete control over that. The second is that this trail goes across a couple of fairly busy main roads, and I don't want him running into traffic, obviously. So if we fairly quickly dump onto roads, which this trail does, the wooden path goes straight up to the edge of the road, I don't want him getting ahead and running out into traffic, especially if he's onto a scent and chasing a deer or something like that, which he sometimes does. I want to be able to stop him from going across traffic, because especially if he's chasing a deer, he's so focused on that. He's got a very high prey drive that he does not think or look at anything else. He just chases that deer. Wherever that deer goes, he goes. And as you know, deer are not particularly smart about crossing traffic either, so that's another kind of safety precaution for him. So that's why he's got the second collar on. I don't really expect to have to use it, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, as the saying goes. So that's why he's got two collars. So there seems to be quite a few squirrels in this area, and Boomer's off chasing them. There he is down there. So if you can just see him there, he's any slight little bit of sound and he's off. He's chasing it. It's great for him. Good for the squirrels too, because he is too slow to ever catch them. Even if he catches one by surprise, it just jukes a little bit and shoots up a tree. He has no hope of catching it. But he's very enthusiastic about trying. Okay, so we've come to a good sized open field here. It goes from here up and over the top of that knoll and way over that way too. And I'm hoping that there's no deer, because if there is, he will chase. And we're not that far from the road. Just up behind that house is the road. And you can just see some cars going over there. So I'd rather he didn't start chasing deer at this point. That would be much better if he didn't. But thankfully I don't see any. I have to worry about it at the moment. What you see, Boom? What you see? Do you see something you need to chase? Do you? Is there a deer out there with your name on it, huh? Do you want to go and chase him? Do you? Let's go see what we can find. Come on. Let's go see if we can find something for you to chase. There's got to be at least a squirrel around here, huh? Yeah, let's go. Come on. Let's see what we can find. Do you see any squirrels? No squirrels? We're coming to the top of this little rise. We should be able to get a good little view out over this little fold in the forest here. We should be able to see if there's any deer around or any squirrels or anything worth a little bit of a run, huh? Let's see what we can find. All right, let's see what we've got here. I don't see anything out there. I hear a lot of geese, but I don't see anything out there. Do you? Even up on that ridge there behind us, I don't see anything. No. I don't think there's anything to chase at the moment, boy. But you keep looking. All right, you keep looking. I think Boomer thinks I'm the most forgetful person ever, because we keep leaving the camera and walking and, you know, shooting the scenes of it. But we have to keep stopping and going back, and he's like, what are we going back for? We just left. So anyway, but at least he goes straight back to the camera, sometimes right in front of it. Cheeky boy. He knows what belongs to whom. Oh well. I don't know if you can see, but right in there is a fox. Ooh, right in there is a fox. Oh, there it is. He just got up. Really hard to see, but it's there looking at us. Boomer doesn't realize it. He has no idea he's laying here at my feet. But there's a fox right there. So we've just come in off the trail, which is by that tree up there in the middle of the field. And we've come to this very sparsely used trail because I know that down here, just on the edge of this little ridge, there's an old shelter. It was a lean-to at one point, but I think they've taken the roof off it now. So I'm assuming that you're no longer able to come and stay. It's kind of like they've decommissioned it or something. But it was a great little place. I'd actually thought many times of coming out here, even with Boomer, to stay the night, because it was such a great location. I think you would be able to see a lot of deer in the evenings making their way up to the field to feed and that kind of thing. So you can just see here the remains of it coming up. It had a nice lean-to roof on it, had a nice platform to sleep on. There's a fireplace up the front, all that kind of thing. And now there's just the remains of it. So that's the remains of the roof in there, I believe, now. Yeah, those were the remains of the roof. But it was a nice little location. See a little fireplace right here overlooking this little valley. And on the other side you can just see the trail over there as well, and there's a little creek at the bottom. And it would have been a nice little place to spend the night, but alas, it is no longer possible. So Boomer and I are going to actually leave here. Boom, I think that stick is a bit big for you to be carrying. That's a bit more your size. Yeah. But we are going to go down this very steep little embankment, across the creek, and hit the trail, and head up the trail from there. So this should be pretty fun. So it's a little bit shaky, I apologize. We're heading down this hill. It's just taking off down there. It's about to get very steep. Yeah, this bit's kind of steep. Hopefully I'll stay on my feet. I'm sure you'll be able to tell if I don't. And there's the pig in his mud path again. I was hoping to keep him out of the mud, but that I don't think is possible. What you doing there, Boom? You playing in the mud? Oh yeah. Alright. I am going to walk across it on this log here. He obviously doesn't need to do that because he just goes straight through it. Quite happily, mind you. Right? You're quite happy to be down there in it? Yeah. Don't you get any in that ear? We don't need any infections in there. Alright, this log has got a little bit of moss on it, but it's okay. I think we have made it across. You're a crazy boy. Onto this trail. So we were up there on top of that hill. I've just come down it, so it wasn't too bad. There was one point I'd stepped on something underneath that road. I thought we were going to go rolling down the hill, but we didn't. We're back on the trail. And boom, you're a little bit wet. Thankfully not muddy, but wet. You gonna shake and dry off a little bit, boy? Thankfully, we still have a little ways to go before we can get anywhere close to the car, so he has plenty of chance to dry off. Right? So the trail is getting a little bit busier. In the last 10 minutes, we've come across 3 runners, a couple of walkers, and a couple of cyclists. So I don't know what it is. Must be getting that much later in the morning that everyone's out on the trails now where they weren't earlier. So I'm doing a little bit less filming just because of the traffic, but we're almost back to the car. We've only got probably another couple of miles to go and we're back at the car anyway. So not too bad. It's been a good outing, and he still has energy. He's still happy to run and chase. He's still curious as ever. He always is. But we might get a few more shots in before we get back, but don't anticipate too many. Okay, we are getting close to the car. I think we're probably, I don't know, a quarter mile away or so. And he's still alert as ever, wanting something to chase, which is fine. He's had a good walk, haven't you, Boom? Had a bit of fun, huh? So, success. He's had fun, he's been out. I think his ear's been okay. I'll check him when we get back to the car. Make sure that it's clean and hasn't opened up or anything like that. But I think it should be fine. And of course, when we go out to the car, we'll have to clean him off. He's been into the mud a little bit at every possible opportunity of creek or puddle, so might have to clean him off a little bit before we get in the car, but other than that, I think he's had a good time. Right, Boom? So we will sign off for now, and hopefully, since this has gone so well, we'll be able to do more of these things in the very near future, right, Boom? Right, can you say goodbye for now? Say bye-bye.